lectures, talks. It's about 130 hours video material, and it's a lot of disk space we need there. 6 servers, Windows Media receiver. We have 700 viewers on peak on a single server. Peak views or peak connections, 2,700. And
altogether on all servers.
And encoding, we are about 50% of the material released at this time. And yes, it's great. We also tried some new things, request tracker and multicast, for example. We don't have the ability to count the statistics about multicast, and then I will ask you, who use multicast? Wow, great. Thanks to NOC, great guys, and I think they have lots of fun with multicast.
Who of you used multicast over VLAN?
VLAN? Oh.
Wireless LAN multicast, anybody?
Wireless LAN? One, two.
How do I know?
Didn't work. Yes, that's because the encoding comes from our encoding raw signal, and that's too big for VLAN. And next year, we tried a little bit with H.264 streaming. This comes next year. And our link on Ilmenau, our university, is to
73% outgoing traffic.
Yes, 73% outgoing. This is only one uplink. We use a 6.1, and yes, it's 700 megabits is on one link. We got some losses. One capture card failed on lecture room 3. That was the audio destroyed.
Yeah, the signal chip, the audio chip on this capture card failed, and so the sound on room 3 is really horrible. But I think you could understand the speaker, and that was count.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have great audience.
I would like to thank the Video Angels for the engagement and flexibility. You did a great job.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Wow, getting better every year. Huh? Okay, so that was the FEM, and now the NOC.
Use this one. Okay, thank you. I'm working with this team of great people in the NOC. I'm very honored to work with these people. We did the network. We had help from the NOC help desk, who asked, who revealed. No, the NOC help desk helped us a great deal with asking your questions, with answering your questions, with giving us the tickets for the issues there were. Great people. We have even 2 slides.
Just go back 1 slide. Yeah, thanks again. The NOC help desk, I think they can have 1 applause more, because they did all the ugly work I didn't want to do. And when one switch was down or we had some problem, we just called them and they went to the switch and fixed the problem so we could stay in the NOC and do nothing.
Okay, let's talk about the network. We had here upstairs the big bad internet. We had 4 gigabit connections from IPv6 and IPv4 from KPN. We had V4 from Cogentco, V4 from Mesh Networks, and V6 from D-hosting. That all went into Berlin somewhere. And thanks to the work of the local people here in Berlin, we got this network, all this upstream, down to the 25C3 network. And that peaked up to 3 gigabits per second of traffic, which is a world record, as I know, for this Congress. But why 3 gigabits a second if we have 4 gigabits? Well, we noticed that we only have 3 gigabit of IPv4 upstream to the internet. So you have to use more IPv6.
I actually get a complaint from some person working at one of our upstreams about our traffic levels, and he was saying, yeah, it's about your traffic levels, and oh god, no, too much traffic. No, too few V6 traffic. So we would like to test our V6 infrastructure, and there's, well, you can do better. And obviously adding Quad A records to FTP servers helped quite a lot.
So what about the in-house network? Well, there's nothing to tell. Everything worked. It's absolutely. We are not going to tell about the loop in our own NOC network because we have nothing to hide. It revealed itself each time we switched on multicast routing. We are not going to tell about the alarm we had with the so-called DNS cache poisoning attack because somebody typed congress.de instead of congress.cc.de on this SSH session. Absolutely nothing to tell. For the first time I'm doing this network, the core router has been up and running all 5 days. Well, this is the picture of the thing, because I can only show you pictures. We did multicast routing, and not on the wireless network, but on the wired network. The wireless network did, as far as I know, great. We have 11.n in this room. What I'm told from people, 11.a worked great, and the wireless guy said to us, we have 850 simultaneous users. This is about the maximum, apparently, wireless is designed for, in one room. But it was not one room. So we did something new on the access layer, because you see I'm a bit of an old guy, and you have these new guys here. And yeah, we don't let them touch the core router immediately. They start at the bottom, they start at the access layer. And, well, this is Leon, and he did something on the access layer, and he did something weird and witchy, and he's going to tell you about it.
Yeah, thanks. This is Arjen, and he is not obsolete now. I wonder why he feels old. Right, I've done most of the access layer, which means deploying the access switches that you see and where you plug in your cables. And I wonder what to tell about that. because everything just worked fine, same as with the other layers we had. Which is due to two things. The first thing is Moksha, who configured all them like 2 days before Christmas, and he spent like a day on it. So give him a round of applause. And the other thing is a new thing we deployed in our switches. You know, you have the problem in the house, you have many wall sockets, and they are all patched to distribution switches in the patch rooms before the Congress. And when you plug in a switch, you have to know to what distribution switch it is connected, and exactly which port. And therefore, the old guys, as they call themselves, in the past worked with huge spreadsheets and had a very ugly workflow. So they use ugly spreadsheets to find out to which switch is connected to. This year, yeah, of course, the documentation they made. And this year, the documentation was quite outdated, everyone. And so we introduced LLDP, which is a link layer discovery protocol, I think it's called. Whoever invented it, he shall live forever. Because it makes a workflow so much easier. You just plug your cable into the wall socket where the switch shall go, and start Wireshark, a tool probably all of you know. And the distribution switch, which is patched to that wall socket, drops out LLDP packets every once in a while. And they basically contain this information here. Do I have a pointer somewhere? No mouse? Okay. Anyway, it's that system name you see at the first line. That is the name of the switch I connect my access switch to. And the highlighted module and port information is the port information I need. And then I just log into that switch remotely, of course, because it's cool. And configure the subnet which is needed on that port. So no more messing with ugly spreadsheets. And it also makes the workflow easier during the Congress if something fails. You see here, that is the output from the switch you are connected to, that is the access switch. Actually, it's this one here at the front. And he sees the distribution switch at its uplink port. Huh? Ah. Yeah, I think it's your turn now.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't mean that documentation is completely obsolete. Actually, it's Ro doing all the documentation all the time, and in the end, it's good, but you have to build up a network. And we did a network that peaked up to 5,100 MAC addresses at somewhere past 2240 at the 28th. And we have no idea what you guys did with all this data. We absolutely have no idea. But the French do know. This is a message from Renater, that's a French research network, that has apparently some kind of detection mechanism to find a Where's FTP server from the Chaos Computer Club, a German pirate club. Guys, is there not enough talk about encryption in this Congress?
But we had nothing to hide.
Well, at least we had a good network. Thank you, and we'll do this again at VARP.